Decision from Ukraine, Oleksandr.
A highly anticipated rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, originally slated for December 21st, 2024, was fast-tracked to December 14th, and what a spectacle it was. The fight, set in the electric atmosphere of the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, had everything boxing fans could hope for: intensity, drama, and a clash of styles that showcased the brilliance of the sport. For Fury, it was a chance at redemption. For Usyk, it was an opportunity to solidify his legacy as one of the all-time greats. Tyson Fury, the self-proclaimed Gypsy King, came into the fight brimming with confidence. At 273 pounds, he looked every bit the human tank, determined to use his size and power to overwhelm Usyk. Across the ring stood the Ukrainian master tactician, calm and collected, his mind undoubtedly racing with strategies. This wasn't just a battle for titles, it was a fight for legacy, pride, and history. From the opening bell, it was clear this would be a chess match rather than a slugfest. Fury, known for his unorthodox style and ability to adapt, tried to establish his dominance early. However, Usyk, a fighter renowned for his extraordinary ring IQ and defensive mastery, was having none of it. Moving with precision and economy, he created an almost impossible target for Fury to hit. Every punch Fury threw seemed to miss by a mile, leaving the bigger man frustrated and chasing shadows. In the first round, Fury struggled to land anything significant. Usyk's defense was impeccable, his head movement and footwork making him a difficult puzzle to solve. The Ukrainian used feints and quick jabs to disrupt Fury's rhythm, setting the tone for the rest of the fight. While Fury looked to load up on his powerful right hand, Usyk danced around him, making him look slow and clumsy. It was clear that Fury's usual strategy of bullying smaller opponents wouldn't work against a fighter as skilled and cerebral as Usyk. By the second round, Usyk began to take control. Switching stances and varying his attack, he landed clean counters that had Fury reeling. One particular sequence saw Usyk slip a wild Fury haymaker and respond with a sharp hook that snapped the Gypsy King's head back. Fury's attempts to corner Usyk were met with swift, evasive maneuvers and counters that seemed to sap the bigger man's confidence. The crowd, a mix of Fury's passionate supporters and Usyk's growing fan base, erupted as the Ukrainian strategy became apparent. The third and fourth rounds continued the same pattern. Fury, desperate to impose his will, threw heavy, looping punches that Usyk easily dodged. Usyk, in turn, focused on body shots, aiming to wear down Fury's massive frame. The Gypsy King, visibly frustrated, began to lose his composure, swinging wildly and leaving himself open to counters. Usyk, ever the opportunist, capitalized on these mistakes, landing crisp combinations that left Fury visibly shaken. One of the most memorable moments came in the fifth round. Usyk, now fully in control, feigned a body shot before landing a vicious left hook to Fury's jaw. The blow sent Fury stumbling backward, his legs wobbling as the crowd gasped. For the first time in years, the Gypsy King looked vulnerable. He tried to rally, throwing wild punches in an attempt to turn the tide, but Usyk's movement and precision made it impossible for Fury to land anything meaningful. By the seventh round, the tide had fully turned. Fury, breathing heavily and visibly exhausted, struggled to keep up with Usyk's relentless pace. The Ukrainian, sensing his opponent's fatigue, began to increase the pressure. He targeted Fury's body with punishing shots, forcing the bigger man to drop his hands and expose his head. Usyk's punches flowed like poetry: jab, cross, hook, pivot, each one landing with surgical precision. Fury, now reduced to a frustrated contender, could only hope for a miracle. The finish came in spectacular fashion during the 10th round. Usyk, playing mind games with subtle feints and quick sidesteps, baited Fury into overcommitting on a wild right hand. As Fury lunged forward, Usyk unleashed a devastating right hook left uppercut combination that landed flush on Fury's chin. The Gypsy King crumpled against the ropes, dazed and unable to respond. The referee stepped in, waving off the fight as the crowd erupted in disbelief and admiration. After the fight, Fury showed a side of himself rarely seen in the aftermath of a loss. Known for his brashness and larger-than-life personality, he surprised everyone with his humility. He wasn't stronger, but he was smarter. He outboxed me, Fury admitted during the post-fight interview. It was a raw, honest moment from a man who had built his career on confidence and bravado. For fans, it was a reminder of Fury's resilience and heart, even in defeat. Usyk, ever the philosopher, framed his victory as a triumph of intelligence over brute force. "This was a victory of mind over muscle," he calmly stated, his words resonating with fans and analysts alike. His performance wasn't just about winning a fight, it was a masterclass in strategy, technique, and mental discipline. Boxing experts were quick to praise Usyk, calling it one of the greatest tactical performances in heavyweight history. In a division often defined by power and size, Usyk had shown that skill and intelligence could reign supreme. The legacy debate began immediately. Fury, despite the loss, retained his status as one of the sport's greatest fighters. His willingness to take on all challengers and his ability to adapt in the ring had earned him respect, even in defeat. However, the cloak of invincibility he had worn for so long was now gone. Fans and analysts alike questioned whether this might be the end of Fury's illustrious career. His post-fight comments hinted at retirement, leaving the boxing world to wonder if this was the last time the Gypsy King would grace the ring. For Usyk, the victory was about more than just titles or accolades. He had become the first undisputed heavyweight champion in 2 decades, a feat that placed him among the sport's legends. More importantly, he had redefined what it meant to be a heavyweight champion. In a division often criticized for its lack of technical skill, Usyk had shown that brains could beat brawn when applied with masterful precision. His performance was a reminder that boxing at its core is as much a mental game as it is a physical one. The fight will undoubtedly be remembered as a turning point in heavyweight boxing. Usyk's blend of skill, strategy, and intelligence had exposed the limitations of a division that often relied on brute strength. For fans, it was a spectacle that showcased the beauty and complexity of the sport. For Fury, it was a humbling experience that may ultimately define his legacy. And for Usyk, it was the crowning achievement of a career built on hard work, discipline, and an unwavering belief in the power of the mind. As the dust settled on December 14, 2024, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a fight, it was a moment in boxing history. Tyson Fury, bruised but unbroken, and Oleksandr Usyk, victorious and philosophical, had given fans a night to remember. In the end, it wasn't just about who won or lost. It was about the heart, the skill, and the indomitable spirit of 2 warriors who left it all in the ring.